Why are some people so generous? Isn't it amazing when you call a friend, when you want to move and they have a truck and they come over and they let you borrow the truck, and maybe even better, they actually help you move. But then have you ever met people who have so much, maybe material things or maybe wisdom, knowledge, connections even? Maybe you need a job and you call them and you are hoping they will connect you with some of their people, and yet they're so stingy. They're people that don't seem to really care about our needs. How do we become more generous people? You know, when you meet someone who's generous, what happens to us? It makes us feel so loved and so understood. It gives you kind of that lift to know that you can do it. And then in return, it gives you that same heart and love and spirit to help somebody else, to pay it forward, to pass it on. But how do we become more generous people and not those people that are stingy with their time or with their skills or knowledge? You know, I really think that there is no quick answer to that question. There is no easy fix. I don't think that people are just born generous. I truly believe that generosity is something that is birthed in the crucible of sacrifice and pain. You know, I think that the most generous and kind people are actually those who have walked a mile in our shoes. Oh, maybe not exactly in what we've been through. Maybe not in the exact situation. Maybe they haven't lost that child or they haven't lost that parent. Maybe they haven't experienced pain of job loss the way that we have. Maybe they don't know what it's like to, currently to try to find the right person to marry. Maybe they're in a better place, but you can almost be 100% certain that they have walked in our shoes in the past. And out of that experience, a kindness has been birthed in their hearts. They're compassionate because of their own sacrifice, their own pain, and they haven't forgotten. You ever meet those people that you ask them for advice and they're not just trying to give you their answer to your problems, they're actually listening, they're good listeners. And maybe if you do want some advice, they give you just enough advice to really help you move forward. You know, I think that sacrifice is without a doubt, the greatest and the most important ingredient in becoming a more generous person. Maybe you are that person. Maybe you're someone who has been through a loss in your life. Maybe you've been through difficulty and pain. And that is why people seem to come to you for answers. Because you seem to have the right word, the right perspective, the right story. Maybe again, just not even saying a lot. I want to just encourage all of you to be more sacrificial, to put yourself in other people's shoes, to not be so quick to help or to fix, I should say, everyone around you. Instead, listen. Instead, put yourself in their shoes. You know, just about a year ago, I was without work. And I remember calling a friend and saying, can you just meet with me and give me some advice? And I honestly thought that maybe because this person has a really important job at a pretty prestigious place, that she just wouldn't have time for me. But not only did she sit with me for 10, 20 minutes to give me some advice, to even give me some possibilities even at her own company, but after the fact, a week or two later, she actually emailed me and forwarded me some job opportunities in other places that she knew of. She then encouraged me to sign up for this email list. And you know what? Out of that connection, I actually got 2 job offers. A month or two after that, another friend called me with a similar problem that I had of just looking for work. And I immediately thought of the generous person, my generous friend. And without really even thinking about it, it wasn't a conscious effort of saying, okay, I want to be more generous today. I need to grow in generosity. But because I had been in my friend's shoes, and because this other friend had modeled generosity for me, guess what I did? I was able to help this young friend of mine with the same answers, the same connections that I was given. I also sent her a couple of opportunities. And guess what happened? Just this morning. It's been months since that happened. And my friend actually had thought that nothing would come from those connections. Just this morning, she called me. And she hasn't quite gotten the job, but she is this close. And she's so excited that she actually called me to maybe help her find an apartment in a new area where she might work. Isn't that crazy? And as she was saying, oh, thank you so much, you know what I told her? It really wasn't a huge thing. Someone had done that for me. And I have been where you are. And that's why this just happened. God gave that love to that other friend of mine. And that was deposited in my life. And it just came out to you. I don't think there's any other way to become a more generous person than to be thankful for what has been done and all the blessings that God has given to us. And then to truly think about how to walk a mile in other people's shoes. And to truly put ourselves in their situation. And to then do what's been done to us and to pass it on, to pay it forward. So I want to ask you here this day, as we go into this week here on Monday, how can you pay it forward? How can you walk a mile in somebody else's shoes? How can you not focus on what you haven't received? How can you avoid focusing only on the things that you lack? How can you go from a scarcity mindset to a plentiful mindset? From a mindset of, I don't have anything, no one ever helps me, therefore I don't help anybody. How can you move from that to, wow, I have received so much? And out of that, become a more generous person. I would say the first way to do that is to begin by first counting your blessings, but then second, to count all the times where God has rescued you from a crisis, from a difficult place. I am convinced that when we do that, we truly will become more generous people. We will become what we call here people of gozo. People who are walking on Gozo Street. People of joy. People of kindness. People of true generosity. I thank you for being courageous enough to be a giving person, to be a more generous person, whether that's to your family, at work, at school, even to your enemies, and to become a more generous and loving person. It will restore your soul. It will expand your own life. Hey, this is Trig. Did you like this episode? There are 3 things that you can do to make sure that you stay on track with Gozo Living and with this message of joy. First, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe so that you can every week get a notification so that you know when these videos are ready for you to enjoy. Second, go to my website and sign up for the free article that I wrote for Leadership Journal called High Anxiety, How Anxiety No Longer Defines Me. And then third, also on my website, sign up to get my free newsletter that comes out every week that has funny jokes to give us joy, that has some of the content on conferences and articles that I'm writing that are not in this channel. You can click on the subscribe button right here on this video. Go to my website, check it out. Most of all, I am so proud of you. I am with you. I am cheering you on. I am thankful for what you're doing to live a life of joy, adventure, overcoming crisis, and discovering who you love. Thanks so much for watching. Your Gozo friend. I will see you next time.